Air National Guardsman Jack Teixeira has been detained in connection with the Pentagon leak probe, according to U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland. Teixeira, 21, is charged with leaking sensitive U.S. intelligence reports about the conflict in Ukraine. Officials told NBC News that he is a member of the Massachusetts Air National Guard's intelligence branch. According to Garland, Teixeira was taken into custody by the FBI on Thursday without a hitch. His first public appearance will take place in Massachusetts. The source behind the massive leak of top-secret Pentagon records to social media, which has become the greatest intelligence breach since Edward Snowden, reportedly worked on a U.S. military installation, The Washington Post reported. According to an Associated Press story, Germany has granted Poland's request to send 5 fighter jets of Soviet design to Ukraine. Analysts claim that laws mandated by the Russian parliament to digitize the nation's population registry will increase data collection on Russians and strengthen government control over the populace. For a while now, a lot of Russian MPs and military bloggers have advocated for more active mobilization and enforcement. Russian soldiers are gaining progress in the brutal conflict for the eastern city of Bakhmut and asserting that they have the city virtually completely surrounded. Commanders in Ukraine dispute the assertion. First Lady Jill Biden hailed Ukrainian First Lady Alina Zelenska for her strength and determination amid Russia's war for Time magazine's 100 Most Influential People of 2023. The incendiary Zaporizhzhia nuclear power station in Ukraine has once again been urged to have a security perimeter set up by the appropriate parties, according to the head of the International Atomic Energy Agency. We are living on borrowed time when it comes to nuclear safety and security at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. Unless we take action to protect the plant, our luck will sooner or later run out, with potentially severe consequences for human health and the environment, IAEA Director General Rafael Grossi said in a statement. IAEA scientists present at the facility, according to Grossi, continued to regularly hear shelling in the vicinity. He continued by saying that earlier this month, according to the specialists, there were 2 landmine explosions close to the nuclear power station. The largest nuclear power facility in Europe, Zaporizhzhia, was taken over by Russian forces in the days following the Kremlin's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The Ukrainian Ministry of Sports announced that it will forbid its national sports teams from competing in events featuring athletes from Belarus or Russia. The prohibition applies to athletic competitions that are not part of the Olympic or Paralympic Games. According to an NBC News translation of the ministry's letter, the teams may be deprived of their status as national in case of violation of the order. The International Olympic Committee has been urged by the Ukrainian government to forbid Russian and Belarusian athletes from taking part in the next Olympic Games in Paris. In February, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said 228 Ukrainian athletes and coaches died during the year of Russian aggression against Ukraine. Zelensky juxtaposed the terror in his country with the upcoming games by saying, "If the Olympic sports were killings and missile strikes, then you know which national team would occupy the first place." Following the revelation that the United States was listening in on UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres' phone calls, according to stolen Pentagon documents, the UN announced that it would make changes to make communications as safe as possible. "We take whatever measures we can take. But the need to respect the inviolability of UN communications applies to every member state," UN Secretary-General spokesman Stefan Dujarric said during a daily press briefing. Dujarric said that Guterres was not surprised that people are spying on him and listening to his private conversations. "He's been in politics and a public figure for quite some time. So he's not surprised," Dujarric added. According to a BBC report referencing an alleged leaked document, the U.S. monitored Guterres' discussions and found that he was undermining broader efforts to hold Moscow accountable for its actions in Ukraine. The Biden administration has previously said it was unable to verify the validity of the trove of leaked classified documents. A military service history of the person responsible for the leak of highly classified U.S. intelligence secrets was made available by the Pentagon. According to the military history NBC News was able to gather, Jack Douglas Teixeira is now serving in the Massachusetts Air National Guard and is stationed at Otis Air National Guard Base. Teixeira joined the military on September 26, 2019, and he currently has the rank of Airman First Class. The service record lists Cyber Transport Systems Journeyman as his most recent position. The FBI detained Teixeira, 21, and according to U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland, the 21-year-old will make his initial court appearance before the U.S. District Court for the District of Massachusetts. In addition to other national security issues, the classified Pentagon documents that were released online provided information on U.S. intelligence on Russia's war efforts in Ukraine. President Joe Biden said the United States and its allies in the European Union and NATO are stronger than ever, due in part to Russia's war in Ukraine. "I've known Putin for over 25 years. Putin thought the world would look the other way, was confident he would break NATO and the European Union, the unity of Western nations would fracture and fall at the moment of testing," Biden said during his speech before the Irish Parliament, referencing the Kremlin's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. "That's what he thought, but he was wrong. He was wrong on every point, on every front," Biden said. "Today we're more united and more determined than ever to defend the values that make us strong," he added.